Welcome, students and parents, to the new academic school year. My name is Vasquez, and I am the English 1 Pre-AP and reading teacher. Often during Meet the Teacher night, I am asked by parents as to how their son or daughter is performing in the classroom. I will say that at the time of this recording, I do not have that sort of information to share with you, but I will mention three principles that I share with parents that I believe will ensure course success, and I believe three principles that apply to every child. Number one is discipline. It is important that your son or daughter be disciplined and committed to each lesson and to each teacher. That your son or daughter will cultivate a good attitude and a good work ethic and also a sense of humor, despite the times that we're living in, that they would bring that to the classroom and that would only add and also enrich the classroom culture that we're trying to build remotely. Number two is that a student would have respect, that a student would have respect toward their peers, towards their teacher, and also towards the time that is given to each lesson. Being an English classroom, we're reading all sorts of articles and novels that a student might not necessarily agree with, but I believe this classroom will build up the skills in these young freshmen, that they will build up the skills to at times respectfully disagree, which is completely fine. And this classroom also makes room for argumentation, and that a student would have the skills and also the humanity to be receptive to the perspective of someone else, because the perspective of someone else can change the truth that we as people hold. And listening to others and speaking our ideas, that this would be a classroom that is free from judgment and that is free from condemnation, but that it be a classroom that is open, that is honest, that is transparent, and that it would be a classroom where everyone is able and free to share what they feel. Last but not least, the last one is accountability. That your son or daughter would find a friend, that they would find a family member, maybe an older sibling who perhaps has already taken the course, and that they would go to them for some sort of support. We've got counselors. I am myself am available to answer any questions that a student may have. And that goes back to point number two, that if students feel comfortable sharing because they are respected, students will feel comfortable coming to their teacher, asking for help when they don't understand the material. And so accountability is very important, especially during this time of remote instruction, where at times it is okay if a student has their camera off. And as teachers, we're asking, did the student learn the material, the student understanding? I want to be able to build a sort of culture in my classroom where students are open to voice not only their opinions, but also perhaps the confusion that they might have. And so, whether it be a peer, whether it be yeah, myself as a teacher, I don't want a student to ever leave a classroom meeting with any unsaid doubt or sort of confusion. I want students to feel comfortable with the lesson learned, and that each day a student would be building on new learning. I will say that your son or daughter already has access to the Google Classroom, where I have already posted the course syllabus that list and details the requirements and expectations of the course. If you want to review that syllabus with your son or daughter, I recommend you do that. It is much more specific. If you have any questions, suggestions, or concerns, uh, know that I am here to help you. Stay safe.